What is cultural identity? Is it what we are? How we were born? What you believe? Believe it or not, each of these play a role in our own cultural identity. Cultural identity in its rawest form is how you respond to the world around you. Philosopher Eugene E. Garcia defines your identity as the system of understanding characteristics of that individual society or of some subgroup within that society. It is a system of understanding including values, beliefs, notions about acceptable and unacceptable behavior, and other socially constructed ideas that members of a society are taught are true. However, Clifford Geertz and his beard assert that members of cultures go around their daily lives within shared webs of meaning. If these two are both found to be partially true, then one can define your cultural identity as your set of beliefs in your environment. I'll put this up front, I'm not exactly a philosopher, but I am into politics, which is almost philosophy, which allows me to have wide enough view to consider many of the conditions and viewpoints available. So I have managed to compile my own definition that is a bit more concise than metaphors and stuff. Yeah, so simply put, it is your race, sex, ideology, and your belief system. Using this, I can come up with my own identity. Anyone can use this to come up with their identity. For example, mine would be white, Christian, conservative male. But this could be proven false by our own subconscious. See, the third three of the four portions that I mentioned are all preferences. Now, if you leave them in you long enough, they eventually become compulsory, but in any time before that, it would be able to change, and it wouldn't be a permanent identity, kind of required for it to be an identity. So there is no true identity until you are around 30, and even then it can still change until you die. Instead, there is a cultural viewpoint, which more accurately describes your perception of the world around you and your own beliefs at that time. I mean, if this channel takes off and I get a mansion in the mountains, I'm gonna see a way different world than if I lived in a cave. So, my cultural perspective by that definition is that of a white Christian conservative middle class male from the Pacific Northwest of the United States, which is a little bit different than a person of similar description from the Pacific Northwest in Canada, and is a little bit more different than a person of the same descript from the US East Coast. In short, there really is no good way to describe a cultural identity because you simply cannot have a fixed identity. And obviously, you're gonna have to find a different method of measuring what you are.